Philly? I don't think so. Going back to Philly, wildin', defiling, from Dallas, so violent, always in the sun. Going back to Philly, flipping them, licking them, screwing over everything in sight. Duster blowing, abs showing, looking like you wanna take a bite. Going back to Philly, hip hop, non-stop, crush you with karate chops. Your mom's the bomb, like napalm in a wigwam. Meet you at the deli. Going back to Philly, trashing, crashing, developing a ration, busting some moves. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so. Going back to Philly, Philly, Philly. Going back to Philly. I don't think so.
That was a little bit different. Hello, hello. How we doing? Can you hear me now? How we doing this time? Haha, chat room. Welcome back. My name is Jeff Fritz, and I'm not at home. I'm on the road. How we doing? We sounding better, loud and clear, says Definitely. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I literally got up maybe half an hour ago. I'm still not even completely ready to go. I forgot some of my jewelry and things. It is so great to see you, chat room. It has been the longest week of traveling of my professional career. It is so good to see you. We've we've had a long week together. I am very happy to be back talking to you. You can probably tell my voice is a little bit shot. Today is, oh my gosh, Goran, wow. Thank you.
Goran Hal just resubscribed for 5 months. Blazer will rock your world. Smiley face, smiley face.
Yes, it will. Today is September 29th, 2019. We're not going to write any code today. I want to do a little bit of a recap of this amazing whirlwind week that I've had. I want to share with you. I want to tell you all the cool things that I've seen, I've experienced with .NET Conf, with TwitchCon, and there's more to come with TwitchCon today. I want to talk to you about some of the cool things that we built.
Binary Chef just subscribed.
Binary Chef, thank you so much for that sub. And actually, that's not even a gift sub from Tim Blazer. Thank you, Tim, for gifting that sub over to Binary Chef. We really appreciate that. And I'm going to make a donation to Coder Dojo, as we're doing with all of our subs and cheers this third quarter of 2019. Where can I start? I don't have a lot of time to talk today. I don't have a lot of time to chat with you, but I did want to make sure that I took some time to connect. I want to make sure that I took some time to talk to you before I took off for the next thing. I'm only going to be able to join us here for about an hour, hour and a half. I have a meeting at 9:30 I need to get to. I have to check out of this joint. So I got to pack up everything, and certainly having a portable studio set up, sitting on my couch here with, let's see if does that help a little bit? How's my focus? It's not bad. All right. Continuing the gift sub, Binary Chef. Oh, very good. Thank you so much. So there was a lot that happened with chatbots that I wrote, and I taught people to write this week. I want to talk a little bit about that, and I want to show you where you can get some of those resources and give folks a gentle nudge in the right direction to improve and continue some of those bots that we were working on. Binary Chef asks, have I blogged my portable studio setup? Yes, but I've got a little bit more that I've added into the mix here. Where's my phone? Even if I took pictures, I'm not sure how much you'd really be able to get out of this. Let's see. Let me see if I could just take a picture real quick and show you from my side what everything here looks like, right? Because there's a lot going on. There we go. And let me put that over on my OneDrive, because everybody uses OneDrive.
Let me add some value.
Right? Svava! Svava! Thank you so much for that cheer.
What mischief?
I'm not sure how much mischief we're going to get into today, but we're definitely going to have a bit of fun here today. All right? Because let me tell you, here at TwitchCon,
Everything is awesome.
it's freaking awesome. It's been really, really great. Okay?
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
It is. Uploading files. Come on. I've got a photo here for you to upload. Let's go. You make me sad, OneDrive. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm live doing things. Oh yeah. I have so many photos from TwitchCon that it's uploading. All right. While that's loading, I will definitely show you a picture of what things look like from this side over here. Mia Zupan, hello, good afternoon. I'm looking over here at my portable monitor. Carrie Payette says cheese. Greenie996, Google OneDrive, Google Drive is good. Google has a nice drive service out there. Dropbox, Box, all great services. I happen to get a lot of OneDrive space for free because of what I do, who I work for. So it's really great for me to be able to extend that. Copper Beardy, so great to see you. Congratulations to you, Copper Beardy. I saw that you made affiliate on Twitch. Welcome. It's so great to see you. Let me see if I can scroll back a little bit here in the chat room. Oh my goodness. Greenie asks, do I teach DirectX, Direct3D? No, I don't. Sorry. I focus primarily on .NET. So, yeah, I'm picking my own poison there, as it were. Let's see, Goran Hal with the resub, thank you. No. Go away. I'm not talking to you, Cortana. Oh my gosh, so much going by. And I'm noticing the number of followers. Holy crow! Where is it? Right here. We're over 7,900 followers. I owe you 2 giveaways. We crossed 7,800 followers before we left Philadelphia, and we crossed 7,900 while I'm here at TwitchCon. Holy crow! Thank you so much. In case the videos still have not been edited. Oh, thank you. I have passed the edit. It's a 50 gig download I passed over to our friends at Channel 9 Studios. They're going to be doing that for a while. A long time. We are almost at 8K, which means I'm going to be dyeing my beard for Microsoft Ignite.
What's that?
I'm going to have to dye my beard for Microsoft Ignite.
What's that?
No, really, Jack, I'm going to be dyeing my beard for Microsoft Ignite if we can get to 8,000 followers here.
You have to ask me nicely.
But I'm not asking nicely. The folks are following us, Jack. We're going to have to dye the beard. We're going to have to pony up. We're going to have to make good, okay? Because we're going to have to make this purple. Should we do purple?
They've gone to plaid.
I don't think plaid is something we can do with a beard. Chat room, that's... The Wired article, thank you, Ultramark. I mentioned to you about a month ago, chat room, that I was interviewed for Wired magazine. That article is live. Ultramark, do you have the link? Can you drop that in chat room for our friends? It was so great to see that article go out. I'm flattered by the content of it. I was a little tickled that I was described as doing shock jock style interactions here with sound effects, with interactions with you, talking about all the great things that happen here on this channel that make this just a little bit more than us writing code together, right? Okay, there, it looks like my photo has uploaded so that you can see what I'm seeing from this side over here. Let me grab it on my machine here, and I will show that. So there was a comment earlier about the Twitch shirt. This isn't just a Twitch shirt. This is the partner jersey, and I'm a little out of focus. I'm a lot out of focus. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. Nope, still fuzzy. How are we doing? Is that better? That's even fuzzier. like I'm trying to adjust focus on myself, you know? That's a little bit better. So this is the Twitch partner jersey, and it says partner down the side. I was given one of these because I am a Twitch partner. It's amazing. Partners are treated very, very well at this event. Twitch really goes out of their way to make sure that we get access. We get a little bit of extra, nice here. Let me show you what the rig looks like from this side. There you go. So you can see I have my laptop in my lap. To my left, directly to the left of the laptop, is a Zoom H6 recorder. I have the lapel mic that you see here plugged into it, and that's the mix that's coming to you off of this device. I also have directly above that, you see my 2 Stream Decks I brought with me. I know, only 2. I thought 3 was a little much to bring, so there's only 2 here. Above that is a portable monitor that I have. It's USB based, that's plugged in. It's a portable display. It's plugged in with HDMI to my Intel NUC that is, I don't know if you can see it, just behind the display. You can see my camera set up. And the camera, that's a Sony Alpha 6000 plugged in with an Elgato 4K cam link to the Intel NUC. And that's what my setup looks like from here. Why don't I just stream off of one laptop? Greenie, the amount of power that it takes to drive a stream and deliver it at high quality is too much for a typical laptop to handle. So, Dan Roth trying to keep his composure when I give him the blazer. Snoopa loopy. So let's go back and talk about .NET Conf. So .NET Conf was at the beginning of this week. That was a virtual conference. It was a total of 40 hours of amazing content, almost 40 hours of amazing content from Microsoft folks, 9 to 5 on day 1 and day 2. And on day 3, we went 24 hours straight with folks from every continent, every time zone, chiming in and showing off some of the great stuff that they do, including Carrie Payette there, including Michael Jolly. Yes, thank you for the link to YouTube. And I pulled a little bit of a whammy on Tuesday morning. I took my purple jacket, my purple sequin jacket. You've seen me wear it, chat room. And I've called it the Blazer. And as Mr. Dan Roth, the program manager who's in charge of Blazor, as he was giving his presentation, and it's Dan's 15th year with Microsoft, and the team's been celebrating by being a little, pulling a couple practical jokes on Mr. Roth. I came charging onto set, and Mr. Roth, you need your jacket, you need your blazer, and I gave him the sequin jacket. Yes, he actually tried to blow me off twice. He's like, if you watch his face, he's like, just before I come on stage, and gave him the jacket. And as he finished up, Scott Hunter, his boss, came over and gave him a pillow with sequins on it that was the Blazor logo on one side, but if you flip the sequins, it was his profile picture. And I supplied both of the images for that pillow. And the ASP.NET team went and had that made. .NET Conf was tremendously fun. Yes, Janescu, that pillow was so cool to see. So, I encourage you, keep an eye on YouTube. All the videos from the first 2 days of .NET Conf are up there. The videos from the third day that were recorded exclusively and presented exclusively here on Twitch, they're being made available. You will see them come online very, very soon. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Who's our new follower there? Zebra. Thanks so much for joining us. So that was .NET Conf. So when I finished, and oh my gosh, I ran a shift. I ran the midnight to 6 a.m. shift. It was myself and John Galloway, and we packed things up. We had an amazing time talking to you, talking to our friends from China, from New Zealand, Australia, Eastern and Western Europe. I had folks from Africa. I had folks from South America, all part of my shift, and it was amazing. So good. Thank you for the follow, Kim's4848. This number isn't quite accurate. The number that I'm seeing here on Twitch is 7943. Oh my God, we could hit 8,000 while we're talking here today. Thank you for the follow, Avakenzo. I appreciate you joining us here this morning while I'm live from San Diego. And the ticker isn't running right now. I see the sentiment isn't running. Let me see if I can get a quick refresh on those, because I did turn them on after I got started. And I want to make sure that I talk about the sentiment and as a part of this, because that's something, chat room, that we're going to have a lot of fun with in the next few weeks, I think. So go ahead. Can we get a message or two there in the chat room so we can test out, make sure that sentiment is loading properly? I know you're there, chat room. Hello, hello. Tacos, tacos, and more tacos. Here they come. Fantastic. All right. So after, and John and I, there was some hijinks. We had so much fun. We hosted 2 code parties throughout that event. The first one I hosted with our friend Beth Massey. The second one I hosted with John Galloway, and it was tremendous. We had so much fun together. There's video of when I was bringing on Tomas from the .vvm project. We were calling him, and Tomas is in Czech Republic. Not exactly a local phone call from Redmond, Washington. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And as we're calling Tomas, the connection with Skype didn't quite click through. It didn't come through properly on his side, but it rang for like 10, 15 seconds for us live on video. And John and I started dancing, head bobbing to the Skype music. I think it's the top clip from .NET Conf. I think it is. If somebody can find that, drop a link to that in the chat room. So fun. Oh my gosh. It just silly fun. And I want to make sure that I thank our friends, Dee Dee Walsh, Sarah Fatz, who followed me along on this epic journey from Redmond to San Diego. And we had an amazing time together. Amazing time. So after I finished up with John, we handed off to some of the other hosts, to Javier Lozano and some of the other great folks there. Thank you so much, Mija, for sharing that link. It was a little fun there. So we jumped on a plane, flew down here to San Diego, and got ready for TwitchCon. And I'm flattered to be a partner here on Twitch. I'm flattered to have the opportunities here on Twitch. I want to fix that focus just a little bit. I'm sorry. I am going to be just a little... Is that better? I think that's better. Let me know, chat room. It's a little bit fuzzy, I know, but... So we came down Wednesday, worked on a ton of stuff around getting this workshop up and ready to go for our friends from Twitch that wanted to watch. And we talked about and we showed off the sentiment analysis features that you see right here. That is really out of focus. I am so sorry, chat room. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. Am I a little bit better? I think I need to go a little bit further this way. Oh my gosh, there we go. Got it. So I spent Wednesday here. I spent Thursday getting that chatbot, this sentiment that you see here. Right? Where is it? It's over here. Getting that working properly. 100% sentiment. Look at that. And it was tremendous. We had a lot of fun building that. I got to thank Node Botanist for helping us out. Nick Larson, happy Sunday. Great to see you. We got to talk about some of the hijinks that we had here this week. So we built this sentiment analysis. I didn't use the sentiment analysis coming off of Azure, the cognitive services there. Instead, I built a service using ML.NET, and I trained it with data from Yelp. This is actually a sample that you can find available on docs.microsoft.com. But I tuned that a little bit. I stuck it into an ASP.NET Core application, loaded it up to Azure, hid it behind a custom domain name, and let folks bounce sentiment requests off of it. And it was tremendous. It worked great. Yes. So Thursday, as I was getting things ready, I got to meet up with some of our Twitch friends that I don't get to see because I don't go to gaming conventions. I don't go to pop culture conventions. I go to tech conferences. I got to see Fairy Wings, and she made me this lanyard that I've hooked my microphone to, right? That I don't know if you can see, but it's got this amazing purple color. It's actually the same purple as the jersey, right? And I think this is JPL. Svava, is this JPL? I need to get a little bit fuzzy again so you can tell if this is JPL. I think this is JPL. I think they call it. But this is chainmail that Fairy Wings made for me. Thank you so much, Fairy Wings, for putting that together. Really nice. And I can't use the clip with the name tag for TwitchCon because the name tag has 2 holes in it instead of the one in the middle. So, but I'm going to be wearing this. I'm going to be wearing it at Ignite. You're going to see me on stage at Ignite wearing this. So we delivered the workshop. Here's the thing. We designed a hands-on workshop to teach people how to interact with Twitch. And there's a bag policy at TwitchCon. You can't bring laptops in laptop bags into the event. I have a soft suitcase that I can slip my laptops in. I literally only have that bag for this event. And a lot of people couldn't bring their bags into the event. So a lot of folks that were attending the hands-on workshop couldn't be hands-on. So we talked through and we presented, here's the whole thing. And, you know, we literally walked through the exercises that we expected folks to do on their own and have proctors available. You were going to be able to be taught by Fierce Kittens and get help from her and Node Botanist and myself. And folks couldn't bring their laptops in. So the content's recorded and it's available. Node Botanist and I, we've been updating the content that's on the GitHub repository. I'll share that information with you in the next day or two as we finish finalizing some of the content that we did at the last minute and put on that GitHub repository. The Michael Jolly, another one of our .NET Conf speakers, says, as long as you only get stabbed in the lanyard, you're perfectly safe. Actually, so here's the thing. Fairy Wings has been awarded the title of Chainmail Master. Literally, she's been trained and knows exactly how to make jewelry like this so that it protects the wearer and you won't get stabbed. So while it is kind of funny, yeah, you don't want to get stabbed by your jewelry. Fairy Wings literally is a master, and this, feeling the weight of this and seeing it, it's amazing. I hadn't seen this is the first piece of her work that I've gotten, and I'm thrilled. I'm so excited to wear this and kind of show support for our friend here at the event. Let's see. So basically, Twitch staff deciding things. It wasn't so much Twitch staff as it was security, stealthy. And security here at the event has been very well handled. The San Diego police force have been tremendous. The private security forces that have been here have been fantastic. Everybody's been safe. Everybody's been happy. I mentioned on Twitter last night, TwitchCon is the most outgoing, the most friendly event between attendees that I have ever been to. There's a whole lot of folks here, 10, 20,000 people at this event. I don't know the exact attendance number, but there are people who are just so happy to see each other. It's very welcoming. You see all types of faces, all different races, all different genders. And I say all different genders because there are non-binary folks, there are transgender folks, there are all kinds of folks here, and they're all having a good time together, and they're all being celebrated, regardless of anything about who they are, what they look like. There's folks that need a vehicle, need a cart to help them get around. Maybe they've got a broken ankle or broken leg, and they've got a wheel cart helping them around. Folks in wheelchairs. There are some pretty handicapped folks here that you know what, they don't have a lot of movement, but they're able to get around and enjoy the event, and it's tremendous to see that. And that experience that I see, and I go around this convention, that's the type of inclusion that I love about our communities. Here on Twitch, everybody is welcome. Nobody's told, sorry, you can't bring that in here. There's folks that have service dogs that are leading them around on the floor. I mean, corgis just leading people around and taking care of things and whatever. I mean, they're little corgis with their little corgi butts. And it's hysterical. It's so much fun to see. It's great. They had an exception for the people who did the hackathon, but it was not documented, says Nick Larson. Yes, there was an exception for folks that were participating in some things, but a lot of folks were turned away who tried to bring in their laptops. So maybe they could have a section of the event for workshops where bags are allowed, even if they have to be searched. Binary Chef, that's not a bad idea, but I think we can even go one further. And chat room, let me know what you think about this. Carrie, force field lanyard, a little bit. Yes, there were. Oh my gosh, and there were sign language interpreters too. I may have poked fun with them a little bit during the workshop, and that was so much fun. Thank you for the follow. Is that Harlim? Thank you. Appreciate you joining us. So we had we have on the floor here at TwitchCon. There's fields, literally just dozens and dozens of computers set up for folks to play League of Legends and LAN gaming, all different LAN setups, so folks can play games with each other on the floor at TwitchCon. Well, if we go back to Thursday being a developer day, right, and that's the format that TwitchCon has been in for several years. If we went back to that and the floor was closed for folks to go in and play and participate in some of the more gamer-focused activities, we could repurpose some of those LAN areas for a workshop, right? Start up a VM that has Visual Studio Code installed and has some tools if you want to use JavaScript or .NET or Java or PHP for part of your workshop. I'm waiting for somebody to fire that command and be able to have a presentation. You know, everybody's got the same setup at that point. Then I think we've got an opportunity to do some interesting learning, and there's the horses, and talk and enjoy that. So I think and then we can do some really fun things together. So, Rambling Geek.
Rambling Geek just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you so much, Rambling Geek. I really appreciate that. And we'll make another donation to Coder Dojo. Here come the tacos. Oh my gosh, TBD Gamer.
Gamer just subscribed.
Thank you so much for that sub. I see converting from Prime. I really appreciate that. So Thursday night into Friday. Thursday night was the partner party. Retro
_CRT just resubscribed for 5 months.
Thank you so much. AV desync? No, I think I'm lined up good. I'm looking at what I see here. It looks all right. Some commands are not working. They should be working. I think they are. So, absolutely, what kind of gear can we give out to folks who come to the workshop? There's all kinds of swag and things that that Twitch gives out here at the event when you walk in. They've given out some cool things for developers in years past. I got a Twitch Developers t-shirt because I went to the Twitch Developer Mixer. That was tremendous. And a backpack and a notepad, a notebook. Really cool stuff for those folks who came and went to this Twitch Developer Mixer. But the Twitch Developer Mixer was Friday after we got to meet with the live coders. Oh my gosh, Nick was there. And there's pictures of the event, the dinner, on Twitter. There were 22 live coders at that event. I always forget to include myself in the count. There were 22 live coders at the event. Our sponsor, the jersey sponsor, that you'll see on all the live coders jerseys right here, contentlab.io. Lisa from Content Lab was there. So great to see her. She got a chance to talk to the crowd and to the team, thank them and ask them if they would like to participate in some Content Lab activities, get involved. And then I got to hand out the swag bags. And it wasn't just like a little plastic bag of things. It was a swag bag. All the live coders that were here. Leviani!
Leviani just resubscribed for 11 months. C# heart.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the sub. All of the live coders that were here. And I did have to draw a line that it was just the folks that were here. I couldn't send these out to everybody. Crows, thank you so much.
Crows 4K just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you so much for that sub. For the live coders that were here that did make it to TwitchCon, they got a backpack with the live coders logo on it. They got their jersey, and they got a bunch of buttons. I have a bunch of live coders buttons. I have piles of them. I mean, literally, I have hundreds of them. Let me see, I've got one over here. There we go. So there's a live coders button. Let's see. How's that? Right? Look at that. I've got hundreds of these, okay? We're going to take these to Ignite. We're going to take these to Dev Intersection and hand them out. They got their zipper pulls, custom live coder zipper pulls on their backpacks. And they also got, and this is the whammy. This is where I went a little over the top. They got a Bluetooth keyboard for their phones with the live coders logo printed on the back. It was so cool. I was so happy to give them out. And as you know, if you watch any of our other live coder friends, teammates, our other live coder teammates here on Twitch, you know that some of us, we like our keyboards. We could be called keyboard snobs. I'm not saying we are, but we could be called. Folks cherish how they interact with their computer. And I gave all of them a Bluetooth keyboard. And it was so cool to see folks interacting and talking. And you know, if you hang out at some of our channels, you know how big a personality some of us have. And to see all these folks talking and hanging out together, here's Fierce Kittens talking to Code Rushed. Here's InstaFluff hanging out and talking to Nick Larson and some of the other folks that were there. Brian Clark and Talk to Me Gooseman talking about different ways that they're interacting with folks over Twitch. Really, really neat crossovers, right? Quality Coder was there hanging out and talking to some of the folks. No Opcat. There was this really great table of No Opcat, Node Botanist, Sushi Codes, and I'm forgetting who was in the other corner. It was four folks just breaking it down and talking about all the cool things. I've got pictures of folks from there. It was tremendous. What's my keyboard? My keyboard is a mechanical. It is a mechanical with blue switches. Execute the keyboard command, Baba, and you can see information about my keyboard in chat. So we had such a great time with the live coders here in San Diego. They announced there is a TwitchCon Europe, and they announced the date and time, but the date for TwitchCon North America next year. It's going to be in September. It's going to be back here in San Diego. And TwitchCon Europe, right? I believe they said, right, is going to be, right? They said stuff about TwitchCon Europe. That's going to be, I forget what the dates are. All that information is available on their blog. Netherlands, that's it. It's in Amsterdam. Thank you, Martin. I think we got to go to TwitchCon Europe. I'm going to make the play. I'm going to push for this. I don't like to travel internationally too much, but for TwitchCon Europe, I think I got to do this. So I'm going to do my best. In May 2020, there we go. Ultramark has a link for us. Let me see. Oh, please tell me. May is a minefield for me. Please tell me the dates on this aren't... Where is it? I think we can make that work. Because Build, the dates were also announced, and Build is about 2 weeks later. I think we can make TwitchCon Amsterdam work with my schedule. So, chat room. Stay with me, and I am planning to go to TwitchCon Europe. Let me see. Can we do this? Can we go over to... There we go. TwitchCon Europe. So Amsterdam in May, and May 2nd and May 3rd. So I'm going to talk with the folks at Twitch, see if they want to do any developer stuff. Even if they don't, I think I need to get to TwitchCon Europe. I need to hang out with our UK contingent of live coders. We've got Potato Quality in France, Kasukin in Italy. We need to do a thing over there. So I'm going to do my best to get there and have a European live coders get together. I think that's got to be a thing. So the get together with the live coders was tremendous Friday night. We then went to the developer mixer, and I walked in and I immediately had 2 or 3 folks. You're C# Fritz. We need to talk about this, that, the other. I was blown away, flattered that I was recognized by folks at the Twitch Dev Mixer. And I'm not going to tell you exactly who I talked to there, but we're going to be doing some fun stuff here on stream in the next month or two. And I think you're really going to enjoy it, chat room. So, developer mixer, and then Saturday, there was the end then. Saturday, went back to the convention center, to the convention center. Walked in, and all of us were wearing our jerseys. Yes. It became really easy to find everybody because you got your name on the back. So we're walking around, and the jerseys, the live coders jerseys, ended up being like a signaling beacon. You're walking around, and you could see these folks wearing their live coders jerseys. It was really, really cool to see. Hanging out with Ninja Bunny. Ninja Bunny, that's who the 4th person was at that table. It was Noopcat, Ninja Bunny, Node Botanist, and Sushi Codes. Hanging out, talking together. It was really neat to see that table of folks at the dinner. But, so Ninja Bunny, Code Rushed, I forget Jitter Ted. It was great to see Jitter Ted there as well. The 4 of us went to the Elgato booth on the floor. We're like, hey, we really love the Stream Deck. We really like your products and tools. We'd like to do more with you. And we're going to have some conversations with our friends at Corsair and Elgato about some different things there. Thank you for the follow, Functional. Appreciate you joining us. So we had a absolutely fantastic time walking around the floor, seeing all the live coders jerseys as we walk around. Now I got to tell you, chat room, I need your help with this one. We haven't seen Fierce Kittens try on her jersey yet. We got to see if that happens. And I let me know. I know some of you are going to head over. Our friend Noopcat, she's going to be streaming later today, I think. Let me know if she's wearing her jersey. So it was really neat to see. Like I said, all the folks wearing their jerseys, and then we gave 2 jerseys to our friends at Twitch Dev, Matt Auerbach and John Blue Lava. Blue Lava, you see him here on Twitch. They got jerseys as honorary live coders, but and John wore his to the Twitch party last night. And we were at the dinner last night, and InstaFluff has his jersey, and Talk to Be Gooseman, and Lucky Number 7 had his jersey, and really neat to see, how much folks love and being parts of the team with the jerseys. Smab asks, any talk of OBS acquisition at Twitch? OBS was not acquired, correct. You're right, Lannon. Streamlabs was acquired by Logitech. So, yeah, little bit difference. The gifts were very well received. The jerseys were a big hit. So what I need to do, I see a couple of the live coders that aren't here are in the chat room. I need to get addresses from folks so I can mail those out. Monday, Tuesday this week, I'm going to start mailing those out and get those into the hands of folks. If you're in the UK, like Rambling Geek, Lucky Number 7 has all of the European folks' jerseys and is going to be mailing those out once he gets home. That way we save a little bit on postage, and let's face it, it's a little bit easier to get it to you if we have a friend, carry it across the ocean. Surly Dev, yes, I did see a clip that you sent me. Where'd it go here? I was mentioned on Twitch Dev. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. What happened here? Talk to me, Gooseman. I don't know if the sound's coming across from this.
And I think
Oh. No. That's our friend Matt Auerbach.
extensions sort of fill some of those gaps. Like,
Yeah.
I believe Talk to Me Gooseman created this GitHub extension where you can.
Oh, come on. Here, can we pull down the... Yeah, let's take down the quality a little bit here. See if we can get this to play. Now I've done it. Now I've angered Twitch. Oh my gosh. Wrong clip. Okay. There's another clip. Yeah, that's the one I opened. And now I've done it. It's not going to work. No, we're not going to be able to get it right now, it looks
I
like.
think extensions
there we go.
sort of fill some of those gaps. Like,
Yeah.
I believe Talk to Me Gooseman created this GitHub extension where you can show your
Yeah.
projects. So, like, that's just showing you, like, we could stay true to the platform and use panels to show previous coding projects. And I would hope we just see, like, more and more integrations and them becoming.
Yeah, and it
First
sort of
party.
feeds into itself because you get to live code
Neat.
yourself working on this extension and then put it out there for all the other people who are live coding. Like, it's such a...
And I think extensions.
Yeah. So credit to Talk to Me Gooseman. Absolutely. And very cool stuff. So got to see live coders last night doing all the things live coders do. And I wanted to share with you a little bit. What time do we got? We got plenty of time. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the bots that we built this week. And let's see here. Yep, live coders created the extension. Absolutely. So let me show you. I'm going to apologize, chat room. I didn't put all the source code for the first bot for .NET Conf. I need to clean it up first, but it's on Bitbucket. I will show you some of that source code. I think I have it here on this laptop, but I will show you that here in just a second. So there's a link. C# Fritz got a mention on Twitch Dev. Let's see.
Fritz is a partner, which I think is interesting. But like I think C# Fritz is a partner, which I think is interesting in the sense that I think
Yeah.
he's like, it's not fair to say he's like purely just trailblazing this, like, because there's so many streamers. Like I know Nucat has been.
There
doing
are.
this
Yeah.
There are so many
like,
streamers.
just as long, and I think
I think
just
she's got the
streams
most
less.
followers.
Yeah, something like
maybe?
that. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to kind of pinpoint anyone. I think it's really all of us. And it's cool to start to see these companies like there's
Yep.
But like I think
Absolutely.
Fritz is a partner, which I think is interesting.
So there we go. That was great. Nope, my keys are not on here. You can't see my keys. So I put my source code on Bitbucket, and it's sitting in a private repository. I don't have it available for you to see yet, but and I did embed the keys in app settings there. It was a private repository. I just got it up and running and pushed it out the door, literally. And this is the bot that I did for .NET Conf. I want to show you. That's not it. No indent. No indent on this one. Let's see. Let's go to bitbucket.org. C# Fritz doing the thing, logging into the stuff. Not using the new terminal, says Rambling Geek.
My.
I sound a little down. No, I've blown out my voice. All love Sundays, says Devil Dog Tech Nerd. Learned so much from me. Thank you so much, Devil Dog. Let's see if this loads. It's not going to load. Thank you, Bitbucket, for disappointing me. This is why you shouldn't use Bitbucket and you should use GitHub, right? Am I right? Sexy radio voice to match my face for radio. Yes, I do have a face for radio. That is a thing.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
You don't. Okay? So, let's see. GitHub Actions are great. Sure. I'm not doing anything with GitHub Actions. Did I just burn Bitbucket? I don't need to burn Bitbucket. I'm trying to navigate there and it's not responding. No burn. It doesn't respond when I navigate to it. You can't make this up. It's right there. Right? Here it comes, finally loading. Blah, 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 blah. So this is the scavenger hunt bot that we wrote. Raise a Jira ticket if you could get the Jira. So you're right, Rambling Geek. It's a little bit expensive to get into the event, but you get into the event, and you have almost a year for TwitchCon North America. And what, TwitchCon is in May in Amsterdam, so 5, carry the 1. You got 7 months till TwitchCon Europe that we can save up and we can plan for. So that's pretty cool, right? Let me see if I can get a copy of this locally. I don't want to. Is it gonna? I don't want to download it. I want the clone thing. Where do they put the URL for these things? See this? Check out. Sure. Check out. Yeah. I don't want to just check out the branch. I want to, get the whole thing. Thank you for the follow. Is that Hedonics? Thanks so much. Is it under the 3 dots? Is that like the 3 seashells? Is that a thing? No, I don't want to do that. I think I need to click the thing. Come on. I used to use Bitbucket all the time. I actually had a subscription at one time to both Bitbucket and it's not share. Yeah, see, I don't want to do that. And it's not download. So I've only got 2 more options here, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now I have clone. There we go. All right. No, I'm not using the new Windows terminal yet just because I'm not that cool. Let's make sure I have the latest. I did all that on the Bitbucket, and I've already got it installed locally. Right?
Greetings.
Yes.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
Greetings indeed. It's so good to see everybody. Thank you. It's only on the root page. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. So I want to show you how the scavenger hunt bot worked, because I think this was kind of interesting. This was a new way that we wanted to interact for the code party. And we learned some interesting things about this. The idea for the code party, and I've got to tell you 1 or 2 things about the code party in a second here, because we also did a segment on Twitch Dev Weekly about the code party. You can see some of the queries here that I hit to the database because folks were saying, hey, how many did I get logged in there, Janescu? So I was able to query and see that. The code party we wanted to set up so that you had a treasure hunt, you had a scavenger hunt. Go visit these 10 sponsors and check out their products, check out their website, try something. Give our viewers a task that takes a minute to 5 minutes tops to complete. And one group for Docker, it was, pull down this Docker image, run it, and you'll see a line of code in there, a hidden key. You need to grab that and send it back to the bot. You had to whisper the chat bot and get information about it. And yes, some folks changed their website after the bot was published and changed the description of things. And, right, Docker had this code that you had to find inside their secret, special code party Docker image. So you ran and did a couple of these things, and you get some really neat interactions. So what we did was we wrote a bot that listened for whispers and would respond appropriately when you got questions right. Oh, I said Docker too many times, and there's Robert Tables. So good to see you, sir. So this bot I wrote to listen for whispers, and this has a lot of the same source code that you'll see inside of the sentiment bot that we published from the TwitchCon workshop. So, right, you can see there the sign in, processing messages. I had a retry queue in case we overflowed the number of messages that we had to handle. This source code I'll make available. I have to remove the keys from it, and then I will publish it for everybody to see in public. But there's a pair of handlers here, right, that will handle, first off, Twitch always pings you every 5 minutes, and you have to respond with a pong so that you indicate that you're still alive. Scrolling down further, folks were able to, and they said, hey, we need to know how many we got correct so far. So we checked to see if folks output a, hey, status command, right, exclamation point status, and we would reach into our database and return the number of answered questions to them. In a nice message we would post into the chat room. And we learned the hard way that posting messages into the main chat room as this bot just flooded, and it was really hard for folks to keep up. So as the event was going on, we modified the bot, republished it to an Azure VM so that it was posting and interacting with a secondary chat room called Treasure Hunt. And that's one of those features not a lot of folks know about, so we had to give instructions of how to interact, how to do those things. So we wrote a little bit of that and how to interact with that. So now, how did we do the scavenger hunt, the actual answering of questions? Well, it was this method that you see here, handle whisper. So when we would get a whisper message, and I set up a regular expression to test if a whisper came into the bot, we would get the username out of that message. We'd clean up all the other stuff. There's badges, there's all kinds of information about the user that's attached to the IRC message that comes in. We would clean that up so we got just the text. And we would check to make sure that we didn't throttle you. And we would throttle you if you answered too many times too quickly. And we would then check to see in the static dictionary of answers that you saw up at the top of this file, does that answer exist? I wasn't even checking to see if it was answered for the right question. Just, did you answer? Is this one of the 10 keywords that existed? We purposely set up so the scavenger hunt had 10 different answers. So that worked out. It's a static check against fixed data. I'm not looking things up in a database. And if it did exist, if it was correct, we'd get that number of answered questions out of the database. It wasn't adding appropriately, so I put a little bit of janky code in here just to increment the number. And I tried initially to whisper, but I realized I blew out my rate limits. So we would broadcast into the channel, congratulations, you found an answer. Simple. It was a simple interaction. It ended up, because of how it was just listening on those TCP sockets and doing this very simple interaction and throwing data into a SQL database very quickly that was in the same Azure region, there was the CPU, once this bot was up and running, was down at like 5% the entire time it was running. It was so low, in fact, that Azure restarted it several times. So what happened? Gosh, if you have a worker service that's running, yes, it felt like the bot would sending Twitch spam. I'm sorry, what is that? Pyrotechnic. What are you sending us there? The rule of silence from the Linux Information Project. I'm not sure why are you sharing that with us? I'm not sure what the rule of silence is. I'm not going to go to that right now. Is that important to our conversation? Solution to Spam Problem. It's a good read. Fantastic. Okay, thank you. I'll be sure to check that out later. I appreciate you sharing that then. I'll definitely take a look at that. So this was running as a worker service. It was built as a worker service template using .NET Core 3. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Is that Recliz? Thank you so much. Yeah, toss it in. Thank you, Robert Tables. I appreciate that, so I can find it later. That link from Pyrotechnic. I appreciate that. So I built it with the worker service template, and the worker service template has this really great feature that you can add with a NuGet package, so that you can say use Windows service and install this, what normally runs as a console application, as a service in Windows. Now, okay, configuring this if it was running on a Linux machine as a Linux service, so it starts and runs as a background daemon when things start, that's really easy to do, right? You can run any console application like that. But Windows, there's a little bit of extra goo, a little bit of extra stuff you need to put in there. So this one line and an extra NuGet package, let me see if I can grab that package name for you. It is, there you go, Microsoft Extensions hosting Windows services. If you put that package into your worker service project, I'm going to confuse worker service and service worker. Two different things. One operates on the web browser, one operates in Windows. But the worker service project, drop that in there, you add that line of code, and now it runs, you can install it using the SC command in PowerShell. You can create a service, register it, and it will restart for you and do all that service management stuff that operators, systems administrators like. It'll do that on the server for you. So I did that and set up the server so it would restart the service whenever it fell over. And I also set up Azure so that it would keep it up, and it automatically restarted the bot every time there was any kind of an issue. Really, really great stuff to keep it up and running. I learned a lot about Windows services, about worker service templates as I built this. I'm really happy to share the source code with you. Like I said, I have a couple keys in here I need to clean up, and I will publish this over to my GitHub repository a little bit later. Let's see. MBB, Moist Booty Boy says, got the stickers in the mail the other day. You're very welcome. Every time we cross a multiple of 100 followers, I'm going to send out a .NET sticker pack. I owe you 2 chat room, and I will set up and we will have those giveaways on Tuesday when I get back to Philadelphia and the home studio. So that's a little bit about the sentiment chatbot the scavenger hunt chatbot that we did. Not a problem, Pyrotechnic. Just wanted to make sure that I understood the context of that. Sometimes folks drop links and things into chat room that I want to make sure I understand, what I should be talking about there. It would have helped for the bot to whisper back wrong answer. Yes, Janescu, it would have. However, I would have blown out the API rates on Twitch, and that would have been a bigger problem because I would have been responding to everybody who put a wrong answer in, and it would have sent significantly more answers, which would have meant even more messages into chat and more spam as that throttle lifts and we send messages in response to folks. If you think it's bad that the chatbot doesn't respond to you immediately, if you have to wait 30 seconds for a response, okay, we can kind of deal with that to get on the other side of the API limit. But if you have to wait a minute and a half, 2 minutes for a response because we're throttling all of those messages because folks are answering questions wrong and answering a lot of questions wrong, then folks are breaking the bot because they're spamming. It's spamming chat. So there was a delicate balance there we had to strike that we just couldn't do. So yes, I do work for Microsoft. I work on the .NET team. talking to folks about different ways that we can learn technology together, not just at .NET, but also web technologies, Visual Studio. I'm here at Twitch. There's information you can read about my profile just below me here in the About panel on the Twitch wall. Thank you so much for the follow. Is that Smarthy #1 fan? Well, thank you. So, yeah, we need to make sure we handle the rate limit appropriately. Am I an employee or a contractor? I am an employee. I'm a full-time employee. So, are the VS Code and VS Teams entirely separate? Asks Pyrotechnic. So that's a question about Visual Studio, both Visual Studio 2019 and Visual Studio Code. They're not entirely separate. They do work together. They share a bit of code. A little bit of what you see in Visual Studio Code is interpreted, is extended, and runs from the same way as Visual Studio 2019. You particularly see that they work together with folks like the LiveShare team. Visual Studio LiveShare, Visual Studio IntelliCode are written and work for both applications, and they work tremendous. It's one team that collaborates across both of them. And you see the text editor get better and better and better in Visual Studio Code and in Visual Studio because it's one group that's building those together. Thank you to our new followers. Appreciate all those folks joining us. So, folks really like LiveShare. It is really, really great. Yes, I completely agree with you. I'm going to start to wrap it up here because I want to make sure that I get over and I get to my meetings. I need to pack up everything here. Certainly, you saw the photo from earlier of what's set up here in my hotel room. There's a lot of stuff here I need to pack up. But I want to make sure that I do show you the workshop that we did. The workshop that we did on TwitchCon, here at TwitchCon, there are 2 repositories that you can find in my GitHub. Okay, execute the GitHub command in chat. And I'm really washed out there. Let's see if we can force the bot. No. The sun's coming up out here. This is what's happening. How's that? That's a little bit better. There are two repositories here. There's the TwitchCon Sentiment and TwitchCon Sentiment Bot. If you go into these, actually, I think my keys are in here, and I've invalidated them. I've disabled them so that folks can't use them. But you can see how to get the bot up and running and how you can interact with a sentiment analysis service. And I wrote a custom service using ML.NET, using ASP.NET Core, so that it would listen on an API endpoint. I've also got the trainer code here as well, but it will listen on an API endpoint. You can see my data model, not that data model. Here it is, the ML model. So the machine learning model is here. And you can see exactly how this listens for, through an API controller, if you're familiar with ASP.NET Core. It sets up an HTTP endpoint that we could post our sentiment data into. Give me the information about the chat room messages, post it in there so that it will do the analysis. And it does a prediction right here, takes the value that returns, saves information about the sentiment into, quite frankly, just a dictionary that's sitting up here. And return the probability of that message being positive. And there you go. That's all that this is. I had 2 other endpoints that I put out there to get the top sentiment, and Node Botanist used this to make a Twitch panel extension that would show you the top 5 most positive chatters in the chat room. But it's just doing a select top 5. We've already captured that information. Just select that data and output it. This is the simple part. It's doing the analysis up here. That's all the hard work. But then just doing that select was pretty easy. And the last bit that we struggled with, we're going to get the sample working and make it available for you. The current sentiment, we were building a spark line, a little line graph that would show you, here's how sentiment has changed over the last 5-10 minutes. And we were able to show that information as well. Just by selecting it out, we can plot it. So All right. I think that's all the time that I have today, because I do need to get to get things packed up. I need to get ready and head out to. I have a couple of meetings. I'm doing something for you, chat room, because I know this is something that I haven't done too well, and there's something that I want to make sure that I take care of. We've been working on this distributed chatbot over here for our friend Quiltony, for our friend Dryad T. They're here on Twitch. And when I share the source code for this, people look at the projects into here and they say, "What's a Quiltony?" Yeah, what's a Quiltony? So here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to go. And we've seen Quiltony this weekend. She's selling some of her quilts. She's another streamer here. She makes quilts that are rendered, right? Typically patchwork quilts you think of, something like your grandmother might have made, that is all these different old pieces of fabric that came from old clothes or jeans or whatever, right? But she goes and she actually levels that up, and she takes snippets of very nice quality fabric and uses those as pixels to take like 8-bit images from video games, comic book characters, and make quilts. And really, really cool to see that. And she's selling those here at a booth in Artist Alley. I'm going to get a couple pictures taken with Quiltony so that we can show off what a Quiltony is here in the repository. She's a tremendous streamer. I hope you get a chance to check her out. All of our friends in the creative segments, we got to make sure that we support them, check them out, and support them. What is a Quiltony? Yes. If you do go to quiltony.com, and I don't mind supporting and showing, there's just a little bit of some of the things that she's done here on. She makes these live on Twitch, right? And makes just tremendous work. I'm such a big fan of all of our creative friends, and this is her business. This is what she does. Make sure you check out some of the things our friends Fierce Kittens, Fairy Wings, Imperial, some of the great stuff that they do here on Twitch. So, level 300 tailoring, looking for work, says Pyrotechnic. You're not wrong. Some of these folks are really masters in their stuff. She was at Dragon Con. That's right, Desert Griffin. Yes. Totoro. Absolutely. Right. Doctor Who. Really, really great stuff with those panel quilts. But the pixeled patchwork quilts, that's her own design, her own way that she does things. And she's got this Twitch Follow Me Now button over here. I wrote that with her on stream one day. And that'll actually turn over and say watch live now when she does start broadcasting. So, all right, friends. Wow, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Is that Dano? Appreciate you joining us. It was a lot of fun when we made that. We co-streamed and had a good time building that. So I'm going to grab a picture with Quiltony so you can see what is a Quiltony here on this repository. That's where I'm going to go. Like I said, I've got a bunch of meetings. I met up with some of our friends from Stream Elements over this weekend. I'm going to be spending some time talking to them while I'm here. I think there's an opportunity for us as a developer community to help out the Stream Elements folks. They need some help with documentation, showing off what their APIs can do. So I'm in discussions. I would love to encourage them to take that step like we at Microsoft did and open source their documentation. Let the enthusiasts, the folks who are excited about working with the product, help provide some of that documentation, and let them focus a little bit more on building product, and they just have to review and accept some pull requests, or maybe they deem a couple of good lieutenants, right, to help triage and bring things in to there, so we can help them level up their product. I think it's important that when we see a product that we enjoy and we want to support, that we give them the support, give them a little bit of work if that's what it takes to get them to their goals as well. Documentation. Oh yeah. Nobody bought Stream Elements. Stream Elements is an independent company, but Stream Labs was acquired by Logitech. So thank you for the follow. Is that Mavman00? Appreciate you joining us, Mavman. I'm going to wrap up here. Let me let me see, is there anybody streaming out there on the science and technology communities that we can raid? That's exactly Pyrotechnic, what we're going to do next. I would normally go for 2 hours here, but I need to cut out here so that I can get back over to the venue and check out what's going on. You know what? Honest Dan Games is going right now. Honest Dan is another live coder. Let's raid Honest Dan Games. Can somebody kick off the raid command there in chat room? Oh, you know what? Tim is streaming? No, you know what? We'll go to Honest Dan. We haven't raided Honest Dan in a while. Let's send the raid over to... see that? I've got the old raid command there. Oh my goodness. I need to fix that. That's a little bit of what's going on there. So let me kick off the raid. Here we go. Where's the thing? Honest Dan Games. There we go. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me here this morning. We didn't really write code. We looked at a little bit of code. We talked about all the great things that happened at .NET Conf, at TwitchCon. Keep an eye out for all those videos to be posted. They will be available for you. I'll have some more source code to share with you on before Tuesday. I've got Tuesday, if you come back and join us, I've got a couple of sticker giveaways to run. I'll have more updates for you from TwitchCon, and we'll get back into writing some code together. And Tuesday's in October. We're going to hit Ubuntober, friends. All Linux, all month long, Ubuntu, Windows subsystem for Linux. We'll use that Windows terminal, and we're going to have a great time together. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I will see you Tuesday. Take care.